Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Just 1 second. Let's see. All right, here we go. Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Naaman with the Great Millstone Camp here in Washington, D.C. Back for another video. But first and foremost, call hello Yahweh, Ba'Shem El Shai, Ba'Shem Rakahakwadash, and of course, once again, double honors go out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations also go out to the fellow Akim that are out there on the highways and the byways. All right. Pushing the truth across the four corners of this earth, of course, aided by the many, many videos that go out that help in the edifying of the hopefully elect of our people. All right, which may include you. Although we realize, too, that a lot of you just view this as entertainment. But like I say, that's going to hurt you in the end. All right, here's the copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair uses are used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. All right, fair use, fair use, fair use. So what we have here is a rare occasion. Now, this is something we all knew in our heart of hearts. All right. But for them, and you notice more and more, the quiet parts are coming out regarding how certain people feel. Like the elder apostle at the beginning or end of last year, at the beginning of this year, which we always do, putting curses on this place. And he deemed this year of basically people being exposed, things being revealed, and it has indeed been that. Okay. So what we have here is, I don't know if she thinks she's going to kick the bucket or whatever have you, but again, this is something we always suspected, and it's not going to come as a huge surprise to some, but nonetheless, to hear them actually say this. And again, this is Willie D. Internet explodes after an Edomite woman explains why white people dislike black people. All right. Wow. So here we go. Again, this is nothing that we haven't told you, because we, on many occasions, and we will continue as long as we can, all right, to tell you that this is that ancient hatred, and we've identified the players. All right, Jacob, whose name was changed, all right, to Israel, and he sired 12 sons who were the progenitors of those nations, the 12 tribes. All right. And then he had a brother by the name of Esau, who sold his birthright. And that's all in Genesis 25. This is after the death of Abraham at the beginning of that chapter. All right. And it goes down to his son Isaac and his wife Rebekah. And they conceived twins. All right. And gives you the nature of each, which still to this day applies. All right. So in that chapter, he sells his birthright. In chapter 27, all right, and this is something that you'll hear, it's in, this is why you know it's in their spirit. They'll keep saying that Jacob stole the blessing. No, you sold it. All right. And if there were any corrections to be made, it would have been made right then. All right. So, oh well. But in verse 41, verses 38 through 41, and verse 41, he tells you that after his father Jacob dies, when his father Isaac dies, excuse me, he will kill his brother Jacob, and he's been doing that ever since. That's that ancient hatred. All right. And here it is, and it's going to be explained to you, all right, why separate out just one group of people. And this is what it goes back to. All right, that hatred. So here we go.
Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Just when you thought racism couldn't get any worse in the United States of America, here comes Donald Trump, your president. Yeah, fam. Now, with the backdrop of race relations being at an all-time low, we got a white woman who stepped up to the plate to offer some perspective as to why white people dislike black people so much. Now, obviously, this is a shoe fit, wear it situation. White folks, if it don't apply, let it fly. But for the rest of you, you uncivilized mutts, I want you to check out this video. It makes a lot of sense because the white woman is the mother of these white men and boys who are oftentimes accused of harming black bodies. So who knows them better? Who knows their psychology better than her? Check it out.
So, hey, boo, I just had a thought. One of the reasons white people hate black people is because we cannot tolerate black joy. We cannot tolerate black intelligence. We cannot tolerate black beauty. We cannot tolerate black confidence.
I just got to step in real quick for all you super educated black people out there who think just because you're educated, I'm better than them. Then you're looking down on black people who are not so educated. You thinking just because you got that degree or that 10 degrees, that somehow it puts you in 1 degree of separation with them. You think being in close proximity to white people make you special. This white woman is telling you you ain't special because there is nothing you can do, nothing, to make them like you. Because,
And this is how so many of our people are all fucked up in the head because these people are so, and this starts at a young age from them. They know how to play Jake. All right. They really, really do. And it's so sad. I mean, like he just pointed out, you think that you can go to your enemy's schools, not even knowing who the hell you are, first and foremost. See, that's the thing these other nations have on us, you know. First of all, they have a land to go to. Second, I can't give you a percentage. A lot of them know who they are. All right. And here you come. They look at you, and he's going to point this out. I'm not going to jump the gun. A lot of them, and this is the purpose of having them over here. All right, let's continue on.
unless it's some kind of way for you to get rid of this, it's unavoidable.
We cannot tolerate black camaraderie. We cannot tolerate
Listen to this.
anything that frees a black person. There's a level of...
So I got to stop it again. When did you stop being a slave in their eyes? What is she telling you here? Consider this. what I just talked about the schooling, the education, and all this, you have to understand this still benefits them. You're not doing anything to create a nation for yourself or for ourselves. That's what we're doing out here on the highways and byways, as a matter of fact. That part about mentioning who you not knowing who you are, well, we're trying to tell you. We are trying to tell you. And a lot of you's heads are so hard, but hey, the scriptures point that out in Ezekiel chapters 2 and 3, you know. And in 3 it tells you about the beginnings of that chapter about your heads being as hard as adamant stone. And we just have to go that much harder. Alright, got to understand, only a few of our people are going to wake up. A lot of the remaining are just too far gone. Hence, Zechariah 13 and 8. That's northern and southern kingdom. Think about that. The largest nation on the planet is the Israelites. They're just scattered and hidden. The hidden part meaning they're absorbed into or look like the other nations, I'll put it that way. Alright, and they don't know who they are. That's been our mission, as it was Paul's, to go up into the lands where the Israelites, alright, who didn't know that they were Israelites, and he was trying to wake them up. Because they were, what? Practicing Greekish customs and other customs wherever they were, but mainly it was the Greeks in that region. This is what this is all about. Waking up that's why we always say hopeful elect, because none of us know for sure. That's why you have to maintain that fear, alright? Because think about it. If we were sure, alright, yeah, I know that, well, why do you think these things are the way they are? Because when we had it like that, we went off. We're still under punishment. We're still working our way back into Yahweh's good graces. Especially the Most High Yahweh, when we have to go through Yahweh Shai. He's the Savior. He's the one that sacrificed for us.
Racism that I think hits differently for black people than it does for Asian people or Hispanic people or Middle Eastern people or Native Americans even.
And these are all people, aside from the Native Americans, who have gotten where they got to in America off the backs of blacks. And they got a better shot. They get treated better. Wow.
See, he doesn't realize that the so-called Native Americans are our people. The other Northern Kingdom groups, so-called Latinos, Hispanics, etc. Alright, this whole Western hemisphere is populated by Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom now, but initially it was just Northern Kingdom. Alright, and everybody's being brought here, especially to America. This is either to be saved or be condemned, one or the other.
Each one of those things that people think regarding other races are different with black people, I think. Because again, we don't like black people to be educated, we don't like them to be successful, we don't want black judges, we don't want anything for black people that doesn't directly affect and entertain us.
Benefit.
And she missed benefit them, benefit them. This is what I was telling y'all, fam. America has an anybody but black mentality and philosophy. Anybody but black can own a restaurant, a club, and not be harassed. Anybody but blacks can have this hotel, can buy this hotel, not have, because they ain't giving us nothing, can buy this hotel, can build a town and incorporate and do their own thing, and it be majority black town, it'd be an all black town, and these people are living in harmony. We said we don't want them around us, so they went and built their own thing, and then we went and we tried to undermine that. America has an anybody but black mentality. So it's always about race. Just because a few black people make it don't mean that we've somehow reached the promised land. Do you know for everyone that make it, I'm talking about the ones who got the drive, the ones who got the fight, the ones who have the smarts, the ones who have the skill, for everyone, and do you know how hard it is for them to get there? That's why you always hear people say black people got to work twice as hard or 10 times hard just to get even.
We can have a black nanny. We can have a black house cleaner. We can have a black teacher. We can have a black coach. We can have black players. But only for the specific things that we feel comfortable with. I think about all those sweet children that have been killed, murdered, when they go out with their white friends.
Family, did you hear what she just said? All those sweet black kids that have been killed when they go out with their white friends. She ain't delusional. She know what it is, and she's calling it out. I ain't got no problem with that.
And I think that as much as the trauma of slavery comes down through the DNA, I think also the cruelty of slavery. The desire to hurt, the desire to steal and kill and humiliate and torment and disappear black people.
John 10 and 10.
Is what comes down through the DNA. I think when you do something like that for long enough and you pass it down for the many years that slavery and enslaved people were in chains, that is an instinct with us, cruelty. And I think you can see it in many videos. All the white women and white men that are telling black kids.
Because they are the wicked. All right. I just explained to you Genesis 25 and 27. In verse 41 of that chapter. Well, let's just get it. All right. Let's go to chapter 27. I encourage you to read the beginning. All right. Because verse 11 and 12 will tell you. Because Jacob was worried about what Rebekah, his mother, told him to do this. To pretend that he was Esau and prepare their father, because at this point in time, his eyesight was really bad. So she wanted him to get that blessing. All right. All right. I started at 11. And Jacob said to Rebekah, his mother, Behold, Esau, my brother, is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. My father peradventure will feel me, and I shall seem to him as a deceiver. and I shall bring a curse upon me and not a blessing. This is what his concern was, all right, when he was asked by his mother to do this. What did she say? All right, hold on. I went too far. And his mother said to him, upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice and go fetch me them. All right? So if it was any correction to be done, it would have been done at that point. This is what they overlook. Now, when we go down here, like I said, let's start at 38. So Jacob intercepted the blessing. That was for Esau. All right? But again, this would have been corrected at this point if that were the case. So at 38 here, it says, and Esau said to his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. And here's an important clue. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. And we know how King David and those under him, they despised Edom, Esau's descendants. All right. That had always been the case, even when in the time of King Saul, all right, and before. All right, let's see. 41, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. This is the source of this hatred. Now in the spirit, when you understand, this goes all the way back to Cain and Abel. Yes. All right. So yeah, this is the source. This is spiritual. From generation to generation. One brother is a representative, and his descendants, his people, they represent the righteous. Esau and his descendants, the nation of Edom, and all those who descended from him, as Genesis chapter 36, they are the wicked. This is how this is set up. All right, we can go into how things are in opposition to one another. You get that in Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter. All right, where there's love, you have to have hate. Where there's good, you have to have bad. Where there's life, it has to be death. These things are in opposition. And you go into Sirach chapter 33, starting at verse 10 or 11. The point is in like 13. These things were, this is how the Most High arranged all this. All right. So these people are our ops by nature. I don't want to use that term that Jake likes to throw around for his own people, like the idiots that they are, have become. All right. And it's all largely through manipulation, but just got to face it. Some of our people just, hey, they born in vain, along with the heathen, you know. But let's go back to the video.
And black families to get the hell out of here, you don't belong. We just don't want you to have more than us, honey. We just don't want you to be prettier. We don't want you to be the beauty standard. We don't want you to be judges or anything like that. We want you to be below us, beneath us. And we've tried so hard to keep you down, and we failed so badly. Because like Maya Angelou said, still you rise. We may hate you, we may beat you, we may do those things, and it makes us crazy that you keep coming back and getting better. We can't stand it.
See there?
I don't know why that is.
There's some evil pieces of
I know
shit.
why, and I'll tell you when she finished.
I think I heard somebody say that white people are the ones that have the ancestors that were closely related to the apes. And I believe that. We are so similar to Cro-Magnon man, Neanderthals. We're fucking pale monsters. I really hate being white sometimes. I'm super ashamed. I think things like, sorry, I don't get good sleep right now. I think when I see a young black kid with a bunch of white kids, or like I try to watch for things that are happening, and I was thinking to myself, you know, if I saw a black kid hopping in a vehicle with a bunch of white kids, what would I do? I mean, you know, I could do anything. I could get the black kid to come over and say, hey, I think I know your mother, come here, and then just say, you better get away from all them white boys. But I had a brown friend of mine tell me that that was silly, and that it is savior-ish. Ooh, and I don't like that. White savior. Ugh. And then I still do it. I have it in me that black people need my help. Mexican people need my help. Hispanic people need my help. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. If they do, oh, please forgive me. I'm so sorry.
Chances are they wouldn't listen anyway.
If they do, they'll ask. That's one thing. They'll ask. And I'll know instinctually if I'm out and about and something's happening. I can just pay attention and see if there's a way for me to step to whatever the white person is doing. I don't know. We'll see. I think the cruelty lives in us, and I don't mean it like we don't have a choice. Of course we have a choice, but it comes down as instinct, and unless we work desperately, unless we work very, 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 very hard for very, very, very many years, we will never be rid of it. We'll never be rid of it anyway, but anyway, that's my thought, for whatever it's worth.
So there you have it. Before I play this next video of a white woman with an entirely different perspective, let me take a stab at it. Why does white people dislike black people so much? Why wage a systemic war against one single group of people, America? Why? Why?
Because they know who we really actually are. Like I said, this is, you know, the spiritual component to this. That's the only thing that's going to lead you to the truth. All right, and a lot of people, they're looking at it trying through academics, and that's just not going to do it. All right, because who controls all that? There you have it.
Try to take away and deny power to one group of people that you're absolutely convinced are beneath you. I'll tell you why. White people are afraid of what black people will become if they're ever given the resources that everybody else have. That's why. Moving on.
Don't mean to say this.
Think about all the inventions. And of course, for a great many, they took credit for themselves because of our condition there. And even now, they're up to, you know, a lot of bullshit. That's why the geniuses amongst us have invented things. I was thinking about the older Jake that came up with that machine, the Flint, Michigan water crisis. Somebody stole that from him. The young Jake here with that invented this machine that breaks down plastics and returns them to, I believe it's petroleum or something, some kind of fuel. It breaks it down back to where it once, where it came from. Things like that. There were attempts on his life. And it's happened several times before that. See, this is when I referenced earlier about you're getting all this education, but it's benefiting them. Anything that's going to possibly restore us as a nation, oh, they're going to put a stop to that. She's telling you why. We've tried to tell you why. But if it benefits them, oh, go ahead. Go ahead. You get all the adulation. We'll piece you off a little bit as far as, FNs and, FRNs, rather, while they last. Yeah, that's what this has been all about.
Like to be disrespectful, and maybe this is, some people are going to think this sounds dumb, but I feel like there's a deeper reason why
Yes, of
people
course.
of color and specifically the Black community have been relentlessly persecuted. Like, I mean, just the things that happened during slavery alone, like, were insane. But I don't know, the more I learn about Black history and the ways that people who literally worked in the government, like the CIA, all these different people in power were trying to ruin the Black community. And it makes me think, dude, I feel like, is there something more going on here than just racism? Because it's like, come on, you're telling me you're doing all of this stuff just because you don't like someone's skin color? I feel like, I have this theory that, like, what if Black people have some type of superpower? Like, what if they have, I don't know, if they're just born with something very valuable that we don't really know about, but maybe, like I said, these rich people and these people in power, maybe they figured it out a long time ago, and maybe that's why they were like, oh, we have to, like, get rid of them, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I feel like maybe they have something special that we are not taught about that is linked to them being people of color, And I've seen some Black creators come on here and try to explain how special it is to have melanin in your skin and how it has all these different properties, but I don't know, I just feel like it.
And that's something, Jake gets caught up in that crap. We have melanin. There are other nations of people that have melanin. That's not us. Ham, Elam, all right, other Shemites, to include those damn Ishmaelites, aka Arabs, You even have some dark Moabites and Ammonites. Japheth. All right, there are plenty of melanated people on the planet. They're not all of the same nation, and that's what Jake gets trapped in. All right.
I feel like I have this theory that this goes so much deeper than maybe a lot of us realize, because I'm sorry, but I don't think you're going to go out of your way for all these hundreds and hundreds of years to try to ruin one group of people over something as silly as, oh, their skin is a different color. Like, I feel like there's something that we don't know. I'm telling you, there's something special about them that they don't want us to know.
Okay. So, it appears to me what we have here is a failure to communicate because somebody's living in denial. See, we already knew what this was. We've been saying it for years and years and years. They are afraid. So, here's the deal. For the very reasons she just gave, for the life of me, I do not understand how a black person can be ashamed of who they are because of the color of their skin. That's a person who's just, They just been brainwashed. And some of them are on TV. Some of them got big podcasts. Some of them are millionaires, even a few billionaires. But their heads are all messed up. They all messed up. I don't get it. I'll never get it. I'm not going to try to get it. But what I want you to get is this. They are afraid of what black people will become if we were given the resources that everybody else has. That's what they're afraid of. No more talk.
So there you have it. Alright, once again, the internet explodes after a white woman explains why white people dislike black people. And it's rooted in fear, like he was saying, that's a big part of it. Because they know they're guilty. Many times over. Again, what was behind us, like he said. You got to think about that. They made all this commotion. We don't want you around us, blah, 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 blah. So we, fuck you. Good. So we built our own shit. Pfft. Oh, no, they didn't. And what did they do? Yep. For all you idiots, you immigrants that come over here and jump on that bandwagon and talk shit, why don't you study history first? I mean, actual, factual history. Dig deep. Yeah, but that's another story. But anyway, so once again, I hope whoever views this has been edified. That's what we do here at Great Millstone. We filter everything through the scriptures as it should be, especially in the times that we're in now, so you'll know what the hell's going on. All right? And again, continue to be circumspect out there. Use proper discernment. Keep those eyes and ears open. Because these people, certain people are starting to freak out. They're feeling the pinch like we've felt all along. And they can't handle it. All right, so with that, until the next video, hey, shalom, shalom, shalom.